Now let's discuss this further, and we're joined now by leadership expert Dr. Mazwe Majola. Thank you so much for joining us this evening, Dr. Mazwe Majola. I think, we see there's a mixture of relevant skills and expertise on the board. But I think the big question is, of course, is this a board that can restore confidence again, the public's confidence in Eskom?
It is a right board. It is a board definitely that can restore production at Eskom. It's a board that can inspire confidence and trust as long as the board is given space to carry out its duties without any duly interference or pressure from the shareholder, who is the Minister of Public Enterprise. So the board must be given that. They must work because the minister has done a very great job now. He has appointed men and women who are very competent with very good experience and expertise, men and women of integrity. Now they must be afforded that opportunity to do their work.
Let's talk about, CEO Andre de Ruyter. A lot of, mixed opinions when it comes to the CEO. We have the Black Business Council saying, the first responsibility of the new board should be to get rid of de Ruyter. But of course, a lot of people might not share that sentiment. What's your opinion on that?
Well, for me, a person who should have been gotten rid of was the minister himself, because it's the minister actually who took so long, in filling the position of the board. The minister for the last 2 years knew that the previous board was operating at half capacity. So you heard about 6 board members there, or 9 executive board members. And as you can see, now he has replaced them with 12. So for the last 2 years, these people were operating under very, very difficult circumstances. So it's the minister who knew that, and it's the minister who did not take action and decision and beef up the board. So yes, the CEO obviously what the new board will do. The new board will then do some diagnosis, some prognosis. They will see where things are, and then in times they will be able to determine whether this is the right CEO or not. But for them, as they start working now, they cannot just come and and fire people willy-nilly. So it must be justified. They must be satisfied by the competence or incompetence of the CEO.
Let's talk about Eskom's debt crisis, but not just that. Also, we've heard from the minister as well, Pravin Gordhan, that sabotage, fraud, theft, also, huge problems there at Eskom. Will this board be able to resolve these issues at a fast pace?
Well, look, they are human beings. Yes, human beings with very good experience and expertise, but they are not messiahs. They are not coming there to perform miracles. So they still have to sit with people. They still have to listen what is happening. They still have to go and check. They still have to read some pile of reports. However, they do have the capacity and capability of moving with speed, because that is what needed at Eskom right now. And the minister has done very well to choose people who are ready, people with vast experience. When they get there, they will just bring that turnaround in no time, in a reasonable time. Obviously, it won't be tomorrow, it won't be next week, it won't be next month, but it will be in a reasonable time. People with turnaround strategy, experience, people with transformational experience or transformational leadership experience, so they know when they get there what to look for and where to start. Because Eskom is a very complex organization, and complex systems tend to interact and emerge in an unpredictable way. So no one knows what will happen tomorrow. So the board will have to move with speed, but at the same time trying to check how best they can make sure that they normalize the situation there.
Now, I just want to touch lastly on this. The DA, they said the inclusion of the former COSATU Secretary General, Mr. Bheki Ntsalintsali, in their own words, they said a cheap attempt to fulfill the ANC's cadre deployment quota. What do you have to say about that?
Well, I think it brings a very good dynamic. It brings a very, well, Bheki Ntsalintsali as a person is a very experienced person. Obviously, not only that, he was as the Secretary General or General Secretary of COSATU, but he spent a lot of time in the year before at NETLEC. Was representing the union there, so he interacted with business, with government, with community, with unions. So for him to be there, it's very good, because there are times when government or even Eskom and other organizations, when they initiate certain changes, unions, they will be up in arms, becoming against those changes. So now you've got someone inside there who will appreciate and understand clearly what exactly is happening, because it's very easy to talk and criticize when you are outside of the system. But once you are inside, that is when now you get to know, to comprehend and understand the intricacies and the challenges. So he is the right man, is the right person that will bring that angle. But also, he's as I'm saying, that it's a leader on his right. And he will add a very big value there at Eskom.